I'm going to talk about Villains United. So I previously talked about Future Foes, which I think was an amazing set. I'm not as confident in Villains United, but I was looking for what is the thing that sets it apart, and that would be Vengeance. This is Sinestro. So Sinestro can actually be in the Emerald Enemies too. He's got willpower, but I'm not going to end up using the willpower because he's pretty much the only one that has it in the set. It's important for him to have it in Emerald Enemies. It's Vengeance. When Sinestro becomes stunned, your opponents cannot play Plot Twist this turn. That's not the best one, but Vengeance is a big deal. So if any of your guys get stunned, the other problem is the Plot Twist, almost always you got to bring one of the dudes back to your hand, which can be rough. That might work out, though, if you have a lot of people that are stunned and you're going to lose somebody anyway. If that's how that works. No Mercy. As an additional cost, return a Villains United character you control to its owner's hand. Okay, yeah, so I think it doesn't matter if it's stunned. KO a stunned character would cost 4 or less. So you're able to go, well, you just take out their biggest, turn 4, and you take out their 4th guy, which they would normally recover. They're going to lose it instead. And all you have to do is take your tiny guy, who you don't care about anyway, and you're probably going to lose, and get rid of it. But I'm just going to go through some of the other Vengeance cards, like Black Adam. He's about to be a big deal. Vengeance, whenever Black Adam becomes stunned, target character gets -3 this turn. So if they go after him first and knock him out, whoever the next powerful person is going to be weak as hell, and you're just going to be able to destroy them. Dr. Polaris, when he becomes stunned, target opponent exhausts a ready character he controls. It kind of makes them probably think about what they're going to do first when taking out somebody. You have to be a little more strategic. Talia, talk about strategic. So Talia is, of course, part of the League of Assassins as well. Whenever Talia becomes stunned, target stunned character cannot be KO'd during the recovery phase this turn. That's great. So if you get 2 people knocked out, let's say both your 1 and your 2 get knocked out, what you may have done is a full-on trade, but if you do that with her, you're going to keep your guys and they're going to lose one. Later on in the game, that might be really useful as well. Dr. Psycho. There's a big version of Dr. Psycho in this as well. Yeah. Pretty much telling Wonder Woman to go take a long walk off a short building. See you later, lady. Vengeance. When Dr. Psycho becomes stunned, you may stun target character with cost 1 or less. He's only a 2 though, so you don't expect much. There's another 2. Vengeance. Whenever Ishmael Gregor becomes stunned, target opponent loses 3 endurance. I'd say that's one of my favorites. If I could, when I think of those 3 that I just like, Talia and the other dude, like this says Sabbac, that's a great hit. Because if you do a trade and it's just like both of you guys lost 2 but you lose 5 instead, that's gonna make them think about taking him out. Vengeance. Whenever Weather Wizard, what a name. Marc Maron. No, Mark Martin. Whenever Weather Wizard becomes stunned characters you control get +1/+1 this turn, have flight. It's just a free power-up. There's a lot of 2s. There wasn't a lot of 4s and there wasn't a lot of 5s which made me throw in, I'll show you what I threw in if I can find it, instead to kind of balance things out. Dr. Freeze, never heard of him. Whenever I'm kind of surprised they didn't put him into the, one of the evil Batman sects, like, I don't know, Arkham would make the most sense, I guess. Whenever Mr. Freeze becomes stunned, target character with cost 5 or less cannot ready this turn. Well, that makes sense. I wish I had more Dr. Freezes. I think he was uncommon. So I threw in, the biggest fucking, and I got a foil of this, Deathstroke. That's great. And Vengeance, whenever Deathstroke the Terminator becomes stunned, if you have played no plot twist, you may KO target character. You knocked him out, you're still gonna die. That's great. Will you make it to turn 7? Probably not. Probably not. I can't find Spiral, but it's okay. Conjure Row. Conjure Row is kind of cool, actually. Next to Spiral, he would pump her up. Leader, characters adjacent to Conjure get +1 attack. So, I mean, that's good enough. I think he's pretty good. 9/9 with range. That's a good one. I do like this deck, but it's unbalanced because of not having enough 4s and 5s, and Vengeance is not as cool as the Future Foes ability. So I think I'm going to give this, I'm going to let somebody else use this for a bit while use the Future Foes, and I'll play this one. I always got to give myself a negative. Dr. Light. Oh, Mega Man's Dr. Light. No. Vengeance. Whenever Dr. Light becomes stunned, you may put a Villains United card with cost 2 or less from your hand into the front row. Now that, if you don't control a character of the same name, that's awesome because of how many 2s there are. So Dr. Light is pretty cool, and that makes him is an uncommon. Great. I like it. Awesome. It's pretty cool. I think it actually will work.